Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's tutorial. And in today's tutorial I'll be learning how to make this beautiful a-cut skirt and a top, and also a cut sleeve that has a v-neck. And if this is something that you are interested in learning how to make, without wasting your time, let's just get right into the tutorial. So we're going to start with drafting of, or rather cutting of our skirt. And to cut the skirt, you determine how wide you want the down to be, and mine is 20 inches. So after marking, folding on that, we're just going to mark 2 inches, which we usually do for our folding and sewing allowance up and down. Then after doing that, the next thing we're going to determine the length which we want to work with, like whichever length you want to work with. You are going to mark that 2 inches first. My table is not that long, so that's why you see me arranging like this. I don't want to cut this on the floor. So we're just going to mark our starting line, which we're minusing 2 because we're going to have a waistband for it, and then we roll. After that, we're going to mark our waist measurement divided by 4. Please, you can use 1 inch because this does not have a lining. And then we'll minus 2 to get our hip line, just like so, because we'll also take our hip measurement. And then we're just going to rule just like so. And then after doing that, we'll mark our hip measurement divided by 4 plus allowance. And then we're going to minus 2 again to get our new length. And then after marking the new length, on the new length we're going to take our round new measurement divided by 4, just as we take our hip and our waist. That is exactly what we are going to do on the round new measurement as well. Or you can as well just remove the 2 inches which you added for the hip for allowance and mark your exact hip. So we're just going to make a curve just as you see me doing. This is like giving it a shape. The excess you're seeing is because of how we want the down to be full. So we're just going to mark the 20 inches which I want to work with, and then from that our new length, just watch how I am connecting. We are just going to connect just like so, reaching with that 20 inches which we open the fabric on. So after doing that, I came up, not really up by 2 inches because already we have marked the 2 inches there. So from that 2 inches, we're just going to make a curve just as you see me doing. So the edge are going to be relaxed and not sharp. And then we are going to cut out. This is how to cut the front of this particular skirt. So you actually need enough fabric for this. For the waist, I'm stepping down by 1 inch so it relaxes very well. And mind you, this fabric I'm using is a jean fabric. So we're just going to take that out and fold on another fabric, on fold again, but this time I'm going to be using this other the starting point edge, because that side will be bigger than this other side, so I don't get to waste so much of my fabric. So we're going to place and leave our zipper line. So I'm just marking my hip line and then my knee line again. On the knee line, we're just going to come in by 1 inch. You can as well finish it there, like all the 2 inches on the knee line there, and then make a curve meeting with the waist. Why I said you can as well finish it is that by the time you want to close the back, we need the back to relax very well. So we don't need that excess 2 inches at that point. So it relaxes very well. And then for the back again, I'm still going to step down by another 0.75 inches and then take a slant meeting with the waist. That's because so it's going to relax very well at the back as well. So we are just going to cut this out. Now basically we're just using the front to trace the back. The difference is the zipper allowances and the excess which were taken off on the zipper. So after doing that, we're going to open. The back will not be one piece like the front. We are just going to open on the zipper just as you see me doing. You can cut all of that zipper so it relaxes very well. And then the end part as well, we're just going to give same curve we did for the first part. So I'm just notching my zipper so I know where it is. Now we're folding on another fabric again to make also a cone shape or angular shape. You can see how I'm throwing the fabric. Now we want to cut our top. Now the top, we're cutting both the front and the back together. I'm just trying to cross check to see the length if it works for me. So we're just going to rule a line which will serve as our starting line. So for this we'll basically need our shoulder as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus half inch because there is a sleeve, and also my armhole measurement. To get your armhole, we're going to do a bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5. So I've connected. So I used a neck width of 4 inches. Remember the back and front are together, so I'm using a neck depth of 2 inches. We cut them first together and then we're going to separate. So I'm stepping down with 1 inch for our shoulder slant, and we'll connect just like so, and then dividing whatever I have into two, and then I came um, in by 0.75, and then I'll just make a curve just like so. Now on that armhole, I'm taking my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance, and then from that 2 inch sewing allowance there, then I'm marking the length of my top, so I'm going to add about 2 inches again for it for our hemming. So this is the exact length of the top, which is 24 inches. So I'm still adding extra 2 inches to it. I'm not going to leave it on this 24. So we're just going to mark now these 2 extra inches that we're marking it just for folding allowance for the end part. So it will be that you have exactly what you're working with. So by the time you're done, it's better you take out little than nothing. So from that 2 inches armhole, we're just going to make another angular shape meeting with the length, the full length of the top. After doing that, we're done with drafting of or rather we're done with the top. So we are just going to cut out just like so. Mind you, the neck is on 2 inches. I have not removed that of the front because if I do that, it means that the back and the front will have same v-neck, which is not what I want. So we're just going to take out one of it just like so, and then on the other one, that is where we're going to determine our v-neck, how we want it to be. So for the v-neck, I'll be working with a length of a neck depth of 7.5 inch. So by the time I do turn up, it will relax around 8 inch, and I made it like a slight curve from my neck, which is 4 inches. I made a slight curve. As you can see, I'm using the curve part of the rule, but not a very deep curve. That's why I said a slight curve, and then we're just going to cut this open. I want it to relax at 8 inches. That is why I took 7.5. So after doing that, we're done with cutting up both the front and also the back of the top. So on another fabric, we're just going to fold another angular shape again, just as we did for our top. That is what we are going to do for our sleeve, and then we are rolling a starting line as well. So the next we're going to do is to take a sleeve cap of 4 inches, and from there a sleeve depth of 5 inches. Now when you do this, after connecting, the next thing you're just going to do is to check if this particular measurement which you have taken will bring out your exact armhole measurement. If it does not, you either increase or you reduce the size of your cone shape, and from there we're just going to check on the length. And when you're checking on the length, please make sure all four sides are equal. So we're just going to mark our length measurements just as you see me doing, just like so, and then we connect it. After connecting here, I've added both the 2 inches to it. We're just going to mark our bicep, because from the shoulder down to the elbow, it's a little bit fitted, not fitted but a little bit fitted. So we're still going to mark our elbow also. Then your elbow divided by 4 plus 2 inch sewing allowance. Now when you're sewing this, you're just going to sew on 0.5 because it is really not that fitted, but it gives a fitted shape because we took our exact measurement at that point. So from the elbow, we're just going to draw out an angle out just as you see me doing. Then exactly what we did for the skirts, we're just going to come up by 2 inches 1.5, and then we give a curve. The reason we're doing this is so the edges are not sharp, like when you don't do this, like the length will just come out of the skirt like you didn't take the same measurement. So we are just going to cut this out as you see me doing. So we are done with cutting off all of what we need, so we're just going to go ahead to do our sewing. So now for the sewing, we're placing our skirts right side facing each other, front and back. Like I said, there is no lining for this. This is a jean fabric and it's very thick and not revealing. So we're just going to place the back on the front just as you see me doing both side. So basically all we need to do at this point is just to arrange properly, and then we take our body measurement. So I'm just going to pin on the waist, and then we take the measurement which we will need to our exact body measurements. So now for the waist, we're just going to take our waist measurement divided by 2, and then we mark whatever we have there. We're just going to divide that again into 2 and then share for the both side. So if you have 1.5, if you have 2, you keep 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. On our hip again, we're just going to do our hip measurement divided by 2, and then we mark. And then whatever we have, we're just going to divide for the both side, and we will mark just as you see me doing. Now remember we took our round nail measurement, so our round nail measurement also divided by 2, and then we're going to mark whatever we have left. We're just going to share into 2, one on one side and one on the other side. So basically we're just going to connect just like so. Let your edges don't be that sharp. You can as well connect with a straight line, and then we'll just take it to the full length just as you see me doing. So we'll do the same thing for the other side. We're just going to connect again from the waist just as you see me doing. Connect. After connecting, we're just going to take this down to the full length as well. So after doing this, we're just going to take the sewing machine and then we'll stitch down. So before doing closing the back and fixing our zipper, we're just going to work with our waistband. So our waistband is 4 inches, so we're just going to mark, because on fold that will give us 2 inches. Remember when we're taking the length of this skirt, we did -2 to get the full length, so that is the 2 inches which we are cutting. So 2 inches to fold together, it will be 4. When you fold it, it will be 2. So that's just what I am marking here, and then we are just going to cut this out. After cutting out, this is what it looks like. So we'll double fold and then just give this a good press. So after pressing our band, now I didn't make separate bands for the front and also for the back, like the bands are actually in one piece. So the next thing we need to do is just place this, and mind you, my skirt does not have a dart. So we're just going to place this down just like so. Then this is what we have. We're just taking it like a straight line on the waist, so we'll fix our band. So we're just going to connect this just as you see me doing, all the way to the other side of the skirt. So we're just going to run a stitch on it. Now after running a stitch for the end part of this skirt, I don't want to leave it like that. You can as well leave it like that and just do your folding, but I actually added a crinoline to it. So we are placing the crinoline on the front side, so by the time we stitch, it can easily flip to the wrong side. So this is what it looks like. So by the time you take to the wrong side, it relaxes very well. And then we're just going to stretch out our fabric, leaving about let's say 0.75, 0.5 inches, nothing serious. And then we'll run a stitch again on it so it relaxes and stays properly. So this is what it looks like after we've run a stitch on it. So after that, I'm cutting off my excess thread. We're just going to iron this down. So after ironing, the next thing we're going to do for the skirt is just to, we fixed our waistband already. So all we need to do for the skirt is we'll just close the back and then add our zipper, and we're done with the skirt. Now when you're closing the back, you can, the zipper is 2 inches. You can still as well run that 2 inches straight down, or even add about 2.5 to it for the back, so the back relaxes very well. So I'm just marking my zipper line. Now I'm saying run about 2 inches down or 2.5 down, so that your back can have that fitting as well. So I'm coming in by the 2 inches which we left for our zipper, so that I know exactly what I have. So after that, we're just going to roll. This is where I'm talking about. No need making it slimmer like this. Just run it straight so that end part can have a fitting. So we'll go over to our top. So we want to do a piping for it. So you're just going to place a rough piece so you can cut out exactly the neckline before you pipe it. So we're just going to cut this out just as you see me doing. Now I just want to get the exact shape of the neck, both for this front and also for the back. So after doing that, I'm just holding down with the pin. I'll turn to the right side. So we're giving the right side same shape which we did for the other side, which we cut out, like our neckline, like that's the exact shape we're cutting out again for this piping. Now this piping, you can as well just keep it around like 1.5, because all you need to do at this point is just stitch the neck, and after stitching you just double fold it neatly. Stitch and double fold neatly. You don't have to rush it. So this part that I am pointing, just as you see me doing, you're just going to run a V stitch on it. After running that, you flip and you double fold. Now for the back again, you can either just double fold directly, just as you see me demonstrating, or you can as well do the same thing. Place a fabric on it, cut out the same neckline that we have on, that you have on your top, whichever neckline it is, cut it out again, hold down with the pin, and then give another round neck in front again, just as we did for the front side. The same thing, we're just going to give another round neck. It shouldn't be that wide, and even if you don't want to double fold, you can as well just use your hemming gum to just make it sit and relax. So after doing that, we're just going to place right side facing each other, just like so, and then after you stitch the neck, you turn again and double fold. So this is what we have. We're just going to place the back and the front and then stitch our shoulders together. We're basically done with this tutorial, because all we need to do at this point is stitching of our shoulders, joining of our sleeve, and closing the side, and as well double folding the end part, and that's just it. So this is our sleeve. We're just going to fold the end part of it, and also for the blouse, and then join together and close our sides. So that's all I am showing. So if you have stayed to the end of this tutorial, thank you very much. You can see what it looks like. Now the skirt is as wide as it is bottom, because like I said, I use 20 inches. That's like opening will be like 40 inches. You can see how beautiful it is looking. Thank you very much. If you have stayed till the end of this tutorial, please subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification, because amazing tutorials will be dropping here. Bye.